and welcome to the rules and setup video for our new Chase the Ace series. Now this will be a two-part video. The first part I'm just going to engage with you, going through all of the rules and the stipulations for this challenge, and if you need a setup guide, that will be following the rule section. So basically a video you can always come back to if you need to check on the rules, but the second half of the video will be me completely going through how I've set up to get started for this series so you guys can follow along at home if you guys want to have a crack yourself. So, without further ado, let's jump into the rules. So, the rules for Chase the Ace are as follows. In the first season, we are going to obviously get our team that you guys have chosen at home for me, which is HJK Helsinki. Thank you very much if you have voted on that one. But here are the rules that we need for the first season. You're going to go and pick yourself 20 high potential players to add to your Ace team and put them into a squad with the edit teams feature. Now, I have a video on how to edit the teams and all that kind of stuff, but if you need help, feel free to check out the second half of this video. But basically, I want you to go and get 20 high potential players. Usually guys that are, around the 60 to 65, maybe 70 rated, that have a really decent potential of 85 plus will be perfect. And make yourself a superstar team. What I've done in my selections is I've made sure that I haven't pulled any players out of the teams that we are going to use in this competition. So they are from teams that are used in this career mode. Number 2, set up your 56 teams at the start of the career mode through the 3 German tiers. So what we did is we had a lottery of a whole heap of teams that you guys suggested to me at home. We pulled them all out of a hat, basically at random, and filtered them through the 3 German tiers. We will set that one up shortly. Next, you are going to use the financial takeover for your Ace team. We want to give them as much money as possible so that we can really turn them into a superstar Ace team. Number 4 is make any signings that you like into your Ace team. So once this first season starts up, you can go and sign some more players if you would like to. Number 5 is scout and sign youth talent for the first season. So you want to get those youth prospects into this team so that they can grow over the career mode and hopefully carry this team onwards and upwards towards the league title. Number 6 is you can train weekly. So if you want to train all of your players, feel free to do that. Number 7, try and finish as high as you can and also try and push for promotion. We want this Ace team absolutely firing from the start because the whole idea is that they're going to try and win the Bundesliga before we do with our second team. Number 8 is at the end of season 1, you're going to quit your job. You're going to try and take a position with the lowest finishing team in Liga 3. If no teams, no jobs, nothing is available, you may need to sim a secondary season. Make sure you're checking those jobs daily. So the whole idea of season number 1 is pretty much a full simulation. You can play games if you want to, but you want to get that team set up so that when you move on at the end of the season, they are good to go. They're going to grow, they're going to develop, and they're going to turn into that all-powerful beast team that we're hoping that they will. So let's move into the secondary season of rules. So season number 2 is the chase. Once you have your new team, so once you've got that new job, you're going to go and send out for a scout future star. This is very important. Now, if you don't have a scout future star, you're going to have to try and pick a high potential player as a marquee player. It'll make sense very, very soon, but you need that marquee player in this team. We are using a scout future star. Rule number 2 is set up your youth academy scouts and get them out scouting because basically that's the only way you're going to get players into this Chase team. That brings us to rule number 3, where you can only add youth and regens to the squad. No more real players, but we will put a stipulation on that one. We'll get to that shortly. But basically, you're only signing youth and regens to this Chase team. Rule number 4 is you can keep any of the existing squad members that you like. So if you do get a team and there is some high potential players and you want to use them for a little while, feel free. You can keep them in your team, but obviously you can't bring in new real players. Rule number 5 is that only one Scout Future Star is allowed for the series, so make sure you're only bringing in one. Number 6 is also keep training. Train your team weekly. It's the only way you're going to develop this team. Rule number 7, you cannot reject any transfer offers provided they are for the valuation. Your Scout Future Star is to remain with you at all times. So if someone comes in and wants to buy one of your players, if they put up the evaluation amount, you have to let them go. That is a big part of this as well. And rule number 8 for season 2 in the chase is no loan glitching. I don't want you cheating. Let's just go through and deal with what we have to do, just like it would be in a real career mode. Now we need to move on to the third section of rules. And this is how you win this challenge. So the challenge, pass or fail. To win this challenge, you must win the Bundesliga before the ace team does. That is this whole objective of this. We don't care about Champions League. We don't care about anything else that is going on in this career mode other than trying to beat the ace to the Bundesliga title. Rule number 2 is if you get fired from your chaser team, you fail. That is it. Career mode over. Rule number 3, if the board sells your Scout Future Star, you also fail. So make sure you're keeping an eye on their contracts. Probably wouldn't want a release clause on them. If they get sold off, you fail the challenge. And rule number 4, if you reach the end of career mode and you've finished lower than your ace team, you fail. So if both teams go all the way through to 2030 and no one's won the Bundesliga by then, if you are lower on the table than the ace team, you lose the challenge. Now we've got a couple of bonuses here for you as well. If you win any domestic cup competition, you can sign one marquee real player of your choice from any team if you so wish. So if you go ahead and somehow manage to get through and win the domestic cup, you can go and sign a real player. We'll give you that as a challenge bonus. And the second one is if you win any European Cups, you can use another financial takeover for your chasing team. So if you win the Europa or the Champions League and you still haven't won the Bundesliga, you can use another financial takeover. Obviously, you've won a cup competition, so then you can go and buy a couple of marquee players if you like. And maybe that can help you try and finally chase down that ace team. But that is all of the rules here. It's pretty simple. It's all stated here. You can always come back to this video if you do need a little bit of help. If you've got any questions, feel free to leave me a comment down below and I'll try and get back to you as soon as possible. But that ends the rules section for the Chase the Ace series. The second part of this video we're going to jump into, and I'm just going to sit here, talk you through how we set up and get ready to start recording episode 1. Okay, so now it is time for the second part of this video. It is going to be long-winded. It is going to take me a long time to set this one up, but I felt it was probably a good idea to show you exactly how I've set this one up in case you guys wanted to have a go at home. So I'll try and explain what I'm doing along the way, and hopefully you guys have a crack at this series. So let's jump into this one first and foremost. We need to set up our ace team of HJK Helsinki. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to Profile and I'm going to go to Load Squads. And I'm going to load up my stadiums squad list. Now, if you've seen my How to Name Your Stadiums video, you'll know what this is all about. Basically, I've gone through and renamed all the stadiums. I've added all the ones for the new teams into this series. So I'll go ahead and load this one up, and this will make sure that all of my stadiums are already loaded in. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to save the squads, and I'm going to call it Chase the Ace, so that I've got a new save and not going to save over this stadiums one. And we go OK. Next thing we need to do is reset the squads. So to do this, we go to Edit Teams and not reset all squads. That will get rid of all of your team stadium names. So we just want to go and download the updates. Do you want to update? Yes, we do. So we've downloaded the latest updates. Now it is time to go into the club transfers because we need to go ahead and set up our team. And the one we are using is HJK Helsinki, which is here at the moment 62, 60, 63, a 1.5 star team. Now, none of these players are going to be left in the squad once we get this all set up. So all of these lads need to be shipped out. I will start by getting rid of some of them at the start. I'm just going to move them to the free agency list, as many as we can, to get down to the minimum squad number to start with. Eventually it will tell us that we can no longer. Okay, so we must have at least 17 outfielders. Okay, now it is time to bring in, have a list here. I've got a pad with 20 players on here that I want to bring in. So let's start bringing those guys into HJK Helsinki. Right, the first lad we're bringing in is Rossi from the Boca Juniors. So then we need to go to rest of the world, HJK Helsinki, a 73 overall goalkeeper with a potential of 88. I wanted a strong keeper in there, really just to help this team out and grow. Next we are bringing in Riveros from FC Basel, a left back here at 68 overall, a potential of 84. Now one thing I will tell you is try and have a formation in mind of what players you want in here, because the thing you have with simulations, if you give them a formation with say a central attacking midfielder, and you only pick centre midfielders with no cams, they won't actually play those players. So if you pull in right wingers and there's no right winger in your formation, they won't really generally get any simulation games. So there's no point in bringing those guys in. So Riveros is in. The next one is from Herenveen, and that is Pieri, 68 overall with a potential of 85. Next, I'm bringing in Busquets from Barcelona B, 66 overall and a potential of 83, central defensive midfielder. Next, I'm bringing in Edwards from Spurs, 66 overall, a potential of 87. Next, we are bringing in Sancho from Dortmund, a left midfielder, 68 overall, potential of 87. Next, coming in is another right midfielder in Zaracho. He is from Racing Club, 69 overall and a potential of 85. Next lad I'm bringing in is Gomez from Dortmund, 67 overall, a potential of 87, central attacking midfielder. And the striker we're bringing in is Arp from Hamburg. He will be coming across, 69 overall, potential of 89. Next we're bringing in a lad here from Olympique Lyon, a 67 striker is Guri. What has he got going on? 67 overall, 86 potential. And another striker coming in, Han Kwan Song, 68 overall, potential of 87. Next, we're bringing in a lad here from Manchester City in Foden, 69 overall, potential of 88. And next, we're bringing in Davies from the Whitecaps. We used him in the West Ham series, 70 overall, potential of 86. Next, coming in is Dalot from FC Porto. What is he? 69? No, yeah, 69 overall, potential of 85. The next player in is Foyth from Tottenham Hotspur, 68 overall, potential of 85. Next lad, it is Varnier from Cittadella, 70 overall centre-back with a potential of 85. And next we are bringing in Vieira from Leeds, 70 overall, potential of 83. Next we are bringing in Torres from Valencia, a 72 overall right midfielder, potential of 87. And we're also bringing in Hakimi, a right back from Real Madrid, 73 overall, potential of 85. And the final player in is Dragalski from Fiorentina, a goalkeeper, 71 overall, potential of 82. Okay, so we've got all of our players in here at the moment, but we do need to release a few more. Obviously, all the lads we've just brought in, but we need to get rid of the players that were on the list before we started making the changes. So Risky can go to the free agency list. Who else have we got? This lad, this lad, this lad. Just get rid of all of them that you don't want here in this squad anymore. And now we have 20 players in the squad. They are now a 3-star team. So we'll jump back out and we'll set them up in their squad positions and all that kind of stuff. So let's jump over to that screen. So we come into team sheets now and we move across to our HJK Helsinki, or whichever team you've decided to use for this. So they're now a 3-star team, or a 3-star team, 69 rated across the board. And that's definitely not the formation we want. So we are going to go in and edit this one up now. All right, so what I have decided to work on here is, what do we want? What do we want? Player-wise, I've got no wingers. So what I was thinking for this team, we need one with a central defensive midfielder. Okay, a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow will work for us. 4-1-2-1-2 wide. Yep, that will work for us as well with the players that we've brought in positionally. Okay, so let's set this squad up. Right, so this is how we are going to set up here with Kwang Song and Arp up front, Foden in the cam role, Davies on the left-hand side, Vieira central defensive midfielder, Torres on the right, Hakimi, Pieri, Varnia, Riveros on the left, Rossi is the goalkeeper, we've got Dragalski, Dalot, Zaracho, Busquets, Guri, Sancho, Foyth on the bench, and 2 reserves in Gomez and Edwards. So you can see there that we're going to have to make some signings in the first season, and of course get some youth scouts into this team to really build up a big 50-odd squad and get this team moving. But also we need to get in here, give them some roles, give them some instructions as you would like. Try and make them a very, very possession-based but aggressive team. So we'll go into some tactics here. Let's make them really quick, build up play-wise. I'm going to keep the passing fairly short on them. Free form. Let's... Not too risky because they won't have them to start with. high shots. And then pressure-wise, let's make them fairly aggressive. Lower team width. All right, I think that will work. So that is how HJK will line up for season number 1. Now we need to get into building this career mode. We need to move all 56 teams into the Bundesliga. So bear with me, this is going to take some time. Right, so once you've done your team, first and foremost, you're going to go back to profile and you're going to save these squads just to make sure, because we need to make sure that we have this team ready to go. All right, time to start setting this one up. So if you haven't already seen how to create a Super League, there is a video there that will help you out very, very quickly on this topic. But let's just jump into this one because we need to move 56 teams into the Bundesliga. Now, I'm not using any of the increased budgets or global transfer networks. We'll just advance. Now, this is the part where it gets a little bit tricky. Make sure you have all of your teams all ready to go in all of their leagues. Have them all written down so that you can start moving teams around. I'm just going to get my stuff out now. Okay, so let's get this set up. Now, the first thing I suggest you do is any of the German teams that need to move leagues, I suggest you do that first, because if you move them to some other country, you may never find them again. So the first thing we need to do is move all the German teams around within their leagues respectively. We do that with the swap teams button. So let me just quickly check here in the Bundesliga German-wise, we need Firth. So they will go into the top flight. Right, so just double check your Bundesliga teams. Make sure that you've got all those ones in there that you wanted. Just double checking here now. Fairly interesting group. Yep, all right, now we go to the Bundesliga 2. Okay, that should be all of our Bundesliga 2 teams. Just double check. Bremen, yep. Leipzig, yep. All right, we're all sweet now to do Liga 3. Oh, we're ready to go. So that is all of our teams all sorted into the 3 leagues. So now we need to pick our team, which we are using, of course, which is HJK Helsinki. Oh, all right, we are ready to start our campaign. So we've picked our manager. It is Hugo Madrazo, our Scout Future star from the last Chase the A series. Let's see if the little Spanish champion central midfielder can help us, get through this challenge. Now, of course, we're playing Legendary with sliders, 6 minutes. What are we? We're going to use Euros because we are in Germany, of course. We are at the Telia 5G Arena, and make sure that that current customized squad is grayed out because you want to use the current one that you've already set up. Don't worry about the European competition and disabling. No, that's fine. All right, we're ready to go. Hopefully that wasn't too long-winded. And we are ready to start our Chase the Ace series. So hopefully that has helped you set up. Hopefully you are going to have a go at this at home. Let me know in the comments. So that is the rules and the setup complete. We will see you in episode 1. I'm Sparring DK. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, and you have a good one.